Hello and good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful Thursday morning where I'm at. I was having a little bit of a rough morning, but I decided I'm just going to turn this around and make a Thrifty Thursday video for y'all. This Thrifty Thursday video came about because we are moving, and of course we have a new home to decorate. And I made a list of some things to do to decorate this home on a budget. But these are also some things that I have done throughout the years in my current home to redecorate on a budget. So I figured I would share them with you. Number one, repurposing. This is the cheapest way to redecorate a space because you really don't have to spend any money. You can look through your house, whether it's decorating one space or four, or like us, a lot. What you need to do is to go through your home, reevaluate some of your other spaces, look at the items that are in those spaces, make sure they are serving a purpose. If you have some items in another room, say for instance you're redecorating your living room, if you have an item in a bedroom or an office or something that's not serving a purpose in that other space, but you think it might serve a purpose in your living room, take that item, place it in the living room and see how it works, maybe, or swap it out for another item. But that's a great way to redecorate, make your space workable for you. Number two, revive some items in your home that maybe have just become kind of dull or bland to you, or maybe they're items you were considering getting rid of. You need to think outside of the box here. Maybe that item can be painted, changed up a bit. Maybe you add a piece to it. A lot of people like to switch out their drawer pulls or knobs on things just to give it a little bit of more, a little bit more character. Painting is something I used to love to do. I used to paint end tables and things just to give them a little bit more life, and they became a whole new item with a spray can of paint. Maybe you have items that you have put away that you were maybe going to get rid of at one point and you just never got around to it. Pull those items out and look at them and get creative and think of something you can do with them. Maybe you can put a few items together to make something new, depending on what you have. Maybe you have an item and you have some craft supplies that you can, work your magic with. I know not everybody's as creative as some. Sometimes you can just take an item and clean it up. Maybe it's a wood item. You can strip it down and maybe leave it natural wood and just put a seal on it to protect it, or restain it. Number three, your friends and family. Check with them and see if they're getting rid of anything, or maybe they have an item in their house they didn't even think about getting rid of that they're not really using. Number four, thrift stores. Thrift stores and resale shops. That's where I find a lot of good items. Some people overlook things if they're really old or damaged. Not me. I actually purchased a quilt rack from a resale shop, and it had just been sitting in a corner, and I don't even think the owners realized it was still there. And I know because when I said how much for this quilt rack, because there was no price on it, they said, oh, make me an offer. It's missing a leg. But it stood okay without it. I said $5, and they took it. They took it. I thought, wow. And my husband said, all we have to do is make a little pattern for the missing foot and fix it. So I got a quilt rack for $5 to put my quilts on. And it actually sat in my house without that foot for a while with one of my smaller quilts on it. And I just put that side where the foot was missing up against another piece of furniture. Once I put my quilt on it, no one noticed. You can find items that maybe you can paint up, fix up, pair with other items. You never know. If you aren't that creative, take someone with you who is. Somebody who has an eye for design, or they're crafty maybe. Or maybe you find something that could be a vintage or antique. Sometimes these items come into thrift stores and they get marked with a price and set on the shelf. I like to find those items. Number 5, online resale. I'm going to tell you why I love online resale, because I have found really great deals. I use the Facebook Marketplace, I have Garage Sale, I've used Letgo, Craigslist. We have found so much stuff. I'm going to tell you what happened to me recently. I had been searching online for curtains for the new house because my master bedroom has 3 big gorgeous windows. However, I don't have any curtains to fit those windows. So I searched online. I found the curtains at a store online for brand new price was more than I really had budgeted for curtains, and I needed 3 sets. That's 6 panels of curtains that I needed. And I thought, oh, how am I going to swing this? I'm going to have to figure something out. So I went and searched on Facebook Marketplace, and I found curtains that looked almost exactly like the ones I wanted. And the seller originally had 6 pairs, while I only needed 3. So I checked with her and said, are these still available? When she finally replied to me, she said, yes, but I only have 3 pairs. And I said, perfect. That is exactly what I need. I said, how much? She said $20 for all of them. I was super excited. You can't even really get a decent pair of curtains in the size that I need. You can't get them brand new for that price. And these still look new. So I thought, that's great. So we're arranging pickup for those. Last but not least, number 6, painting. Using paint for a room can change the whole ambiance of a room. You may not even have to change anything else in the room if you paint. We've done this many times because it was less expensive to go buy a can of paint than to buy new furniture and everything else. And it's just simpler that way. And when we paint, sometimes I will change up the decor on the walls. I've painted picture frames to make them stand out a little bit better. But paint is one thing that can really change a room. Whether it's just painting the trim around the windows or around the doors. If you're going to paint the trim around windows, it's probably a good idea to paint the trim around the doors too, so they match. Sometimes just changing the paint color on a wall. This wall behind me here, it was beige on top and red on the bottom with a border, a wallpaper border around the middle. For the longest time it was great, but I needed something different. We all needed something different to make the room look more inviting to us. Same thing with my living room. It used to be a darker color. We lightened them up with different shades of blue. The one behind me is actually more of a blue-gray. Funny story, our bank that we go to remodeled, and they put this color on the wall there, and I loved it. Every time I went in there, I just thought, this is such a pretty color. My husband knew the contractor and called him and said, hey, what color did you paint those walls in there? It's gorgeous. He said, well, let me look it up and I'll let you know. Looked it up, texted my husband back, here's the color. We went and picked it out, and within a few days had the room painted. So that right there saved us from having to do a total revamp of this room. We just painted a different color and bought new curtains for the windows. Done. So if you thought these tips were helpful and you liked this video, hit the like button. If you want to stick around and watch our journey with our new house and our remodeling and decorating and everything, hit hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell to be notified when we post new videos. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up in the next few weeks as we're moving. I'll give you a tour of the new house before and after we do the remodeling, probably a little bit of the remodeling process. So hope y'all have a great day, great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.